Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Friday, October 11th, 2024. So, on this day with a fair number of ones in the date, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And did you feel like you won?
Like I won?
Like you won like the number one or won like W-O-N?
I won the crossword today. I win. I won. No, I like this crossword.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I thought it was just really, really sharp. You know, it was a fun solve. I thought the clues were great.
Mm-hmm.
It was a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But not nearly as much of a challenge as Fridays often are, for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I looked back on it, and there were just a couple of things that I did not know and just kind of had to guess.
Really? Just a couple? I'm impressed.
Yeah. Everything else was, pretty common phrase or word that's used in my vocabulary.
I will now attempt to guess what you didn't know.
Okay.
I feel pretty confident you didn't know 22 across, online provocateur in slang, edgelord.
Edgelord. No, I had never heard that term before. I wondered if that was a debut.
It is a debut.
Is it? Okay. I thought it might be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else might you not have known? 51 across, catcher of drops, rain barrel.
No, I knew that.
Okay, you probably. But you didn't. Did you get that right off the bat?
No.
Well, I was going for umbrella.
Oh, yes.
But that didn't help very much. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What you didn't actually know. I mean, there's so little that you don't know. The chance of me finding it here are pretty remote.
I tried 31 across.
Was it 31 across?
German beer historically consumed by monks.
Right.
BOCK.
Well, I was heading for 11 down. They're set for a night of drinking Jell-O shots. Oh, no. So at least I was thinking about alcohol.
No. But, I remember when we were once in Belgium, and I was given the advice, when you go to Belgium, try the chocolate and the beer. So I did try a beer in Belgium.
Was it made by BOCK?
That was produced by monks.
Oh.
But I don't think it was called BOCK. Mm-hmm. But yes, BOCK beer.
And we should point out that BOCK is spelled B-O-C-K.
That is correct. We're
not talking about the composer Bach, B-A-C-H. That's a totally different Bach. Of course, maybe Bach drank some Bach while he was composing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We had, just sort of riffing off of Bach here, 31 down, fans that are hardly keeping cool, boo birds.
Yes, that was a reappearance from just a few days ago.
Another example of Joel Fagliano rewarding those who do the crossword religiously.
Right. That's right, because once I got the birds part, I'm like, I know, it's boo birds.
Yes. Well, just the fact that fans that are hardly keeping cool, I mean, it took a little bit to sort of twist that to the fact that they're angry.
Right.
But
right. Mm-hmm.
They had one gimme for me. 26 across, female dog portrayed by 9 different male dogs, Lassie. Yes. I only know one female dog, so it was either going to be Lassie, S-N-O-O. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't actually know what gender Snoopy is. I'm thinking male.
I'm thinking male, too.
But
I can tell you an interesting story about Lassie.
Oh, yes?
When I was growing up, my first dog was a collie dog that was actually the sister of the original Lassie.
Did I know that? Did you tell me this before?
You might. I might have. But yes. Yeah, I had a great uncle who lived in California, and his hobby was breeding purebred collie dogs, and he sent one to us.
Wow.
And the other one went to Hollywood and became the first Lassie, but that was a boy.
You were so close to fame and fortune.
I know. Our dog was named Pat. We called her Pat.
Did you try
But she was beautiful. She was a beautiful dog, just like Lassie. So
did she have a tendency of running up to you and saying, "Timmy's fallen down in the well again"?
No.
Okay.
No, Lassie never said that.
Lassie did.
But Lassie could make that look on her face or his face.
That was CGI.
Yeah.
That wasn't real.
No.
Actually, I don't think they had CGI. In those days, CGI would have been someone running up and putting a mask on him.
But But anyway, yes, I knew that first lassie was not a girl. So.
Well, let's see if there's anything here in the grid that I can tell you is inspiring a story about. 36 across, shells out for dinner, say, pasta.
Yes.
Well, I had pasta recently for supper.
You did?
With an LA producer. No, not really. I just had pasta for supper. So I guess that's not quite as exciting. 41 across.
I would say that's a 54 across. That is a lie.
What, that I had pasta for supper?
I love that, though. I mean, the clue was false in quotation marks, and the answer was, that is a lie.
So that the first T of that's came out of 51 down, some football lineman, abbreviation, and that's RTS. Running right tackle.
I think it's right tackle.
Oh, because it is plural. So linemen. So, okay, right tackle. Got it.
I think. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure if you're wrong, someone will drop us a line, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com to enlighten us.
My favorite clue was 24 down. What might have sandwiches under wraps? Secret menu.
Yes.
So.
Sort of like Subway. You can go to Subway and you can ask for the veggie patty.
Oh, yes.
Even though they'll deny it a couple of times. You have to say the magic word.
Oh, really?
I think it's please.
So, yep.
Let's see, what else do we have here? It was hard in the top left corner, I thought. One down wasn't too bad. Diplomatic success, 4 letters, was a pact. But next to it, 2 down, blank patriae, Latin for patriotism. And it was amor, I guess, in love of... Well, patria probably means country, right?
Right.
So in love of country. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But I wasn't sure what I should be doing with the amor part. I had the AM and... It didn't help that 18 across, venture to was try.
Right. I can tell you a funny thing about that corner. 2 down, it was blank patriae. So I thought, oh, maybe it's like amat or, like the 3, or vini vici or something like that. But anyway, I put amat in there. I don't even know what that means. So then 16 across was builders of pyramids, perhaps. So I had can artist.
See, I did too.
And I thought, well, I guess if you used cans as a medium, you could put them into pyramids. But
I think that's a real thing. Beer cans, right? They pile beer cans into. So I had can artists there.
Oh, no, I thought I was being odd, but
no. I think there is such a thing. People who get piles of beer cans, like I say, they build them into pyramids. They're sort of, I think they tend to be 2-dimensional pyramids, but they're sort of triangular in shape.
Right.
But it turned out that
it was amor, which made it con artist,
yes,
which made the clue even better. Builder of pyramids.
Yes, that was a very good clue once we got it settled.
Yeah.
But the word next to it, 3 down, IV descriptor. Viney.
Viney, yes. I put that in right away, and then I
Did
thought,
you really?
It would never be viney, so I took it back out.
It
was viney. Well, it's like, how do you describe ivy?
Green?
It's well, that wouldn't fit.
No,
but viney fit. So.
Well, I'm impressed. Let's see, 5 down, items wielded by angry mobs. So I'm like, okay. Pitchforks,
right.
Nope, doesn't fit. Torches, fits.
Yes.
I'm good, and moved on. It took me a while to get 8 down. One of the reasons being that it spanned the height of the grid.
Right.
Let's see. It was underachievers' issue, wasted potential.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's a very sobering answer there. And then we get to where I was hung up for the longest time. This is like the 3rd day in a row where I've not gotten the crossword because I'd made a mistake and couldn't find it. 45 across was, was downright awful. And I went for stunk.
Oh, me too.
And so that meant that 46 down, alternative to blinds was unty. And... I saw stunk and I thought stunk was right. And I didn't really, I was looking, I looked in that corner, but I just somehow missed that I had unty. And eventually, after sort of like scouring the rest of the grid, like that seems to be my fate these days, I looked at unty and I said, what's an unty? And then I thought, maybe it's Auntie, and that's when I got the music.
Yep. Yeah, I made that mistake too.
Really?
But I caught it pretty quickly.
Yeah, not me, because I had Auntie.
I like the one right next to it. 40 down, penalty box in hockey slang. SINBIN.
Yes.
I didn't know they were called a SINBIN.
Yep. That sounds like something you could get at a donut shop. I'll have some SINBINs, please. Maybe that's Timbits.
Yeah.
And then we had next to it 36 down Southern hip hop duo with the number one hit Ms. Jackson, Outcast.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the hit song Ms. Jackson?
No, I am not, but I have heard of the group Outkast, but I've never heard their music.
They're very
I've heard that name.
They're very distinguished. They've spelled the word cast with a K.
Oh, yes.
I guess it had to happen.
Yep.
Let's see, what else do we have here?
Oh, one that I kind of struggled with a bit, but then I eventually got 12 down. No, really. And it was, I'm serious.
Yes.
That too was a funny one.
I think I got that one pretty quickly.
I'm serious. No, really.
A 32 across, The Blank of the System, David Foster Wallace's first novel, The Broom.
That's right.
You know, I had that in there, and it's just like, I can't believe that's the answer, because I kept trying to parse the broom of the system. It's just like, what is that? But apparently he was correct.
Yep. I actually, he taught at the same university I taught at
Really?
for many years, yes. And I would see him around campus. So he was kind of he was
A celeb?
He was sort of a celeb, yeah, because he was such a accomplished novelist, but he was kind of an odd, personality. He didn't quite fit in with regular academics, so.
Well, he did write a book called The Broom of the System.
Yes, I know.
And he probably walked around with, did he have one on his shoulder when you saw him?
No, I would often see him. There, was a coffee house not far from the campus, and I'd go there for lunch, and sometimes he would be in there.
Well, you might think it's a coffee house. It's actually a place for writers to come and write, and then other people get to sort of partake.
Yep.
32 down, Skin Smoother. It's 4 letters. It has to be aloe.
Yes.
Except it's not.
No.
It's balm. That was a real shocker there, because it's just like, oh, I know this one, aloe.
Well, I had the A, so I thought, well, maybe it's talc, and the L, and I thought maybe it's talc, because sometimes you put like talcum powder on your skin to soothe it, but no, it was balm.
Doesn't that cause cancer or something?
Well, it was made like with mica or something.
Oh.
They had some additive to it that was not good. I don't know that they still do that.
I like they had 33 down, went in the high 90s, say, sped.
Yes.
And then we had 28 across, high 90s, say, A+.
Right.
That was quite good. But, I started, as usual, doubting many of my answers because I couldn't get the puzzle to solve. But I was able to eventually resolve. But, I was looking at 25 down, all blank, and I had all ears. And I'm like, maybe it's something other than ears.
Yes.
But I couldn't, the only really questionable letter of the EARS was the R of broom. So I thought maybe it's the bloom of the system. To me that sounded better, the bloom of the system.
Right.
But then it would have been eels. And to say that I'm all eels didn't make any sense.
No.
I suppose if you were Medusa.
Well, that'd be misspelled too. EALS.
Right. That's true. I did notice that, we had the aforementioned stank 45 across was downright awful. Right next to 50 across, smells something fierce, reek.
Right.
So we had the odoriferous part of the crossword there in the bottom.
Yep.
So, yeah, good crossword. This was the 10th by Billy Bratton.
Nice job, Billy.
Yes, indeed. He has an interesting picture on xwordinfo.com. We highly recommend you check it out, listeners. It is a picture of him wearing what appears to be, a pilgrim's hat from Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
He's got this unusual...
Tall fedora.
He's got this interesting look on his face, like, I'm about to write a crossword that you're going to love. Maybe that's the look he gets when he's trying to fill in a crossword, when he's trying to build the crossword.
I don't know.
It is an impressive crossword. Nonetheless, so well done, Billy.
That's right.
And it is Friday.
Yes, it is.
Which means it might be time for Fun Fact Friday.
Do. Yes.
Okay. For some reason, that was a slight variation in the usual melody, but I appreciate those variations BOCK would have appreciated.
Okay.
Even while drinking the beer.
Well, good. Okay, yes. This fun fact is not just limited to puzzles of this week, because we have had these words in puzzles, it seems like, since I've started doing puzzles. So, and those are the words roti and naan. And they are always clued as Indian flatbread
Yes.
or something similar.
Yep.
So I went to a website called Foodist that is written by somebody who is a registered dietitian.
Ooh, excellent.
And she writes, roti versus naan, the 5 key differences and why I love both. Okay, so the short answer, what's the difference between the two, is that naan is made with all-purpose flour, yeast, and something dairy, like milk or butter or something, and is cooked in a tandoor, resulting in a soft, chewy texture.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
Roti, on the other hand, is made with whole wheat flour and water, cooked on a flat skillet, leading to a lighter, pliable texture. But there's much more to it than that.
Gasp.
Yes, the key differences. Of course, the ingredients and preparation, as we have already mentioned, that they use different flours and different ways of cooking. The naan in a tandoor and the roti on top of the stove in what's called a tawa, an Indian flat skillet. And then the texture and flavor. Roti is usually soft, pliable, and light. The whole wheat flour gives it a hearty, nutty flavor. Roti can be used as a wrap or torn into pieces to scoop up other dishes, whereas naan is known for its soft, chewy interior and slightly crisp exterior. The fermentation and dairy products in the dough add a slight tang and richness to the flavor. Okay, regional differences. Roti is in many households across South Asia and consumed daily in countries like India and Pakistan, and it is often served with cooked vegetables. Naan is more commonly found in restaurants, particularly in Western countries.
Really?
Yes, it is served with richer, heavier dishes like curries and is sometimes stuffed, like with potatoes. For aloo naan, we've had aloo in the
Yes.
or with ground meat, keema naan. Okay, and then there just are some cultural and historical differences. Roti is a pillar of home cooking and simplicity, and it's cooked, quite frequently in the home. Naan has a rich history too, often associated with royal feast and special occasions, because it's made in a tandoor and uses refined flour and dairy products, which were a luxury in the past. It is considered more like high-end kind of flatbread, but is considered more of a restaurant food now than a home cooked food.
I find that interesting that it's sort of migrated to the restaurant.
Yes, And of course, there are nutritional differences. Roti is more nutritious. It offers more fiber, fewer calories, less fat compared to naan. But the naan has a richer flavor and texture because it's made with like yogurt or dairy products and all-purpose flour instead of whole wheat flour. So anyway, and then she includes some recipes: butter naan and roti. She loves them both.
So she doesn't have any preferences?
No.
Okay.
She said roti is a symbol of home cooking and being well fed by hands that love you. Naan is soft and squishy comfort food used to mop up yummy butter chicken sauce on special occasions. I wouldn't want to live in a world without either.
Right.
So there you have it. The difference between roti and naan.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go and get one or the other once I get them straight in my own mind. I guess it would be naan would be the one that... No, roti would be...
Roti would be easier because it's cooked in a skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Naan is cooked in a tandoor, which we do not have one. So
does
I'm
a
not
fire,
sure how we'll make that.
Does a fireplace count? How about a toaster oven?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway,
All right. Well,
there you go. Now we know.
thank you for that fun fact.
You are welcome.
And now that we're both hungry, I think we're going to wrap it up for today.
Sounds good.
Thanks everyone for listening. Remember we always appreciate it when you leave us a 5-star review where you're listening to this podcast. And we will be back again to check out Saturday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.